Good evening. President, Bridges, faculty, staff, students, and friends of the Evergreen State College, welcome, and thank you so much for coming. What you just heard and what you just saw was a percussions demonstration. And of course, usually you will not see this kind of thing in the professional performance of Sichuan opera. But they put this on for us. So we get to hear individual instrument and also see how they put the music and instruments together to make such a coherent, harmonious ensemble. And I would like you to give them another round of applause. I don't know how to emphasize how rare this opportunity is. When I first heard about this group coming to the Pacific Northwest, I instantly jumped at the opportunity and I said, I want them to come here because the leading lady, Madam Chen Qiaoru, is so famous. You don't know how famous she is. Let me tell you. But she's everywhere on internet, on YouTube. And she won so many prizes, and this is her company. And they are willing to come all the way from Seattle, travel down here, and to put on this show for us. Again, I am just so thrilled. I'm so excited I may say something wrong. I just said to George, I may say something wrong, and so please forgive me. But I want to introduce to you, first of all, before the show starts, what is Sichuan opera? You know where Sichuan is, do you? You guys, do you know where it is? It's in China, of course. But it's a very unique location in China. It's to the west of China proper. It is sort of in between the east and west of China. It's on the border. It's close to mountain ranges. At the same time, Sichuan is a basin. It has Yangtze River flowing through it. And it has several other rivers, branches of Yangtze River. That's what Sichuan means, literally, 4 rivers. It's incredibly beautiful. And it has been a historical site, a cultural place throughout Chinese history. This is a place where one of the 3 kingdoms, do you know 3 kingdoms? One of the 3 kingdoms, Shu, was located. It is where Su Dongpo and Li Bai, do you know who they are? They're the famous Chinese poets. That's where they spend their youth and travel and wrote beautiful poetry for the later generations of Chinese and Western readers through translations. Sichuan is incredibly rich in all aspects. And one of the most important things in Sichuan is Sichuan opera. I'm going to call it Chuanju. Chuanju is very unique. I believe a lot of us probably have seen Beijing opera, Jingju. Sichuan opera is just as beautiful and powerful as Beijing opera and should deserve world attention. Sichuan opera, because it's such a melting ground of so many artistic and literary and cultural influences, Sichuan opera, Chuanju, has absorbed a lot of different musical performance styles. And today we get to experience that. One of the most incredibly interesting aspect of Chuanju is the percussions. It's the percussion orchestra. Do you notice that there's no melodic accompaniment to accompany the singing? Because they don't need it. The singing style is so free-flowing, so dynamic and sinuous by itself. It's so expressive. It only needs the percussions to punctuate, to reinforce the emotions. At the same time, sitting with the orchestra is usually a group of singers we call offstage chorus. And this time, although we don't have the whole chorus here, we have the leading singer, offstage leading singer, who will also sing at the same time, interspersely with the performers on stage. The offstage singing is not only to dig more into the heart of the performers, but the freedom of this offstage chorus singing is also give commentary, to narrate more, to solidify the emotional and narrative progress of the story. I just thought as a theater person, I just feel this incredibly enriching, incredibly powerful and smart. And all that will be happening here when the performers are going on. The performers are also incredibly powerful. As different from some other regional theaters, Sichuan opera is famous, Chuanju is famous for its dynamic, intense characterization. And furthermore, it's almost acrobatic kind of movements. They actually make everything bigger, louder, harder to do, to handle. The whole thing is very much circus-like. Although they cannot do the whole show for you, but I believe you will get a glimpse of the power, the richness, the diversity, and the elaboration, exuberance of their performance. Another thing, of course, you probably have heard about Chuanju is the magic trick of face changing. And you will get to see that at the very end of this program, the third play. So stay put and go through the whole program, and you will get what you want to see, the quick face changing. So we're starting our first play, which is, of course, one excerpt of a longer play. That's what Chinese theater in every region, in every genre has been doing, is to instead of give you a whole play for hundreds of hours, now it's only a most climatic moment, that typical signature scene from the play. And here we have the scene called Releasing Pei, Fang Pei. The story is in your program, but I like just kind of narrate a little bit to kind of reinforce your impression so you get to appreciate the play a little better. Here we have the story. We have an evil prime minister. I found evil prime minister is really useful for Chinese stories. It always starts with a political higher up, you know. That's very typical, not only, in China. But here you have an evil prime minister who has a beautiful courtesan, who's also a singer, a musician, a beautiful entertainer. Her name is Li Huiniang, and she was following her master, sailing on the boat. And on the shore, there's a young man by the name of Pei Shunqing, a young scholar, a handsome young scholar. He was making some comments, critical comments about the prime minister. Hearing that on the boat, Li Huiniang couldn't help agreeing with him. And so she said something. Unfortunately, her comments, her praises were overheard by the evil prime minister. And so that prime minister instantly called her in, to him by his side, draw the sword and killed her. Anyway, so then he went on to capture this young gentleman and imprison him in a place, Red Plum Chamber, Hongmeige, and sent out an assassin during night to murder him. Li Huiniang, now dead, you know what happened? She has turned herself into a ghost. And now she has heard about this murderous plot. So as a ghost, she came to the chamber and tried to warn the young man, Pei, and help him to escape. So this is our first play. I hope you remember the story and enjoy the show. Our first play, Releasing Pei, Fang Pei.
这个时候，宝剑三尺铁，门客便刺客。书房杀培生，杀人要见血。
为何深夜到此来？莫不是老贼将的牌？
没人记呀，奈我何在呀？
我命李慧娘家住在前堂，老贼将路抢，人如半豺狼。那日见军站立断桥旁，不为权势马肩挡，路不禁赞叹了一声。
什么？
美哉呀，少年呐！
称赞呐，称赞呐！
说什么称赞二字，是路所贼无益，拿贼听贼有益。惠子夫去，将路还至半县堂前，不由分手，撇头迎见。
那一件怎么样？
将路上
这才是鬼呀！
裴郎，
不管你行路有影，说话有声，分明是人，何言是鬼？学生不信呐！
裴郎不信，也来看呐！
你看路暖纷纷的林香你且杜鹃有魂闪闪。
此事真的奇怪呀！
痴情是可爱呀！分明是花永月貌神光彩
说什么与云相消染尘埃？
真把个三绝杀害，真把个三绝杀害，最冤仇是来解开呀！
请待受审的一地。
还礼。 今后人间全下难相修王却红梅花香，却似的群才泪似雨伞，泪似雨伞。
不信放魂呐、
难见我愁怀。
大圣张灯过来看。
灯前上见面呐、
官职不明，专的之月下。
花香张氏仙呀。
会舒展。 家开，南山途中买，平常前红梅坐镇身后。
人间天上啊， 来得快呀！夫君跳出越墙外呀！冲破牢笼，冲破牢笼啊！周君才呀，
Now you know how physical it is, right? Can you imagine doing a piece like this? You have to have ballet skill, acrobatics, and all that, and you have to sing. So after seeing this first piece, we're moving on to our next piece. This is going to be the highlight of today's program because our leading lady, Madam Chen Qiaoru, is going to perform in this piece, which is a very emotional piece. It's called Striking the Gods. And I'd like to give you a little background of the story. Again, this is a very famous story of Chinese folklore. It's about this wonderful girl. Her name is Jiao Guiying. She saved a young man by the name of Wang Kui. Wang Kui is a scholar. He was a scholar, but he was extremely poor and he was sick. And he fell on the side of the road. And Jiao Guiying found him, took him home, and nursed him to health. At the same time, she supported him and encouraged him to study, to go to the capital to take part in the imperial examination. In ancient China, you have to pass or win the imperial examination in order to get official government post. So Wang Kui finally had the courage and the health to go to take the examination. And before he departed for the capital, he took Jiao Guiying with him to the temple of the god of sea, and he implored Jiao Guiying to marry him. So they exchanged their wedding vows, their marriage vows, in front of the god of the sea. However, after Wang Kui won the first prize of the imperial examination, the evil prime minister, again, liked him a lot. So he wanted to give him the daughter, his own daughter, as his wife. Granted with this high-ranking position now and with this prospect of marrying the prime minister's daughter, of course, Wang Kui didn't want to give up. So he wrote a letter of divorce and sent it back to Jiao Guiying. Guiying received this letter, and of course, you can imagine, she was distraught. She was heartbroken, and she had no one to go to but to the god of the sea. So she went to the temple, and she wanted to plead the help with the gods. The gods did not respond to her. That's why she strikes the gods. And this is incredibly sad, very heartbreaking story, and I hope you enjoy it.
心托命运，随着命运走沟去。王魁一旦负恩义，天哪！此情未有老天 匹配，从结发似水如雨，我将心儿离，莫见长此气，一儿那中满载此语，去扑于一谁知
暗藏一把破刀剑
薄情郎口是心非，斗气间有口诉与谁？路往海参了去，
江冲长说与神奇
海参啊，当初若有王魁在这海参庙中焚香居士，男不从婚，女不在家，这次上见夜旦3月，他将路抛弃，王爷爷你要赐予我报应啊！
这根有天子弟子，这根有天子弟子一同在呀，神前居士啊，
这根有天子弟子一同在神前居士，复命的在刀剑下参分际，参谋夫将心满美，也淡定行得了贤魁，情昂昂望却吊丘壁，迷恋着红妆翠微，笑盈盈反把糟糠来抛弃，心儿里我吐的不是痛痛杀人也莫悲，吐的不是恨，恨杀人也莫悲。哎呀呀，大王爷！
狗拉屎啊，咋与他明白之对呀？
还在请我，他还在请呀！
庄农啊，麦芽猪啊，真哪的麦芽庄农啊，故此米啊。
他去往生银子，以为全不怕民法有事，求大王绝路做主，却怎么全无答对？一人在意，百亿悲啼；一人在意，百亿悲啼。我的肝肠裂摧呀！
真不解救理情词啊！
孩子姑啊，孩子姑啊！
孩子哥啊，你只相信，孩子哥你只相信是你亲眼看见的呀！
王爷在大王近前，愿我便进去呀！
一面怒啊，万感伤悲
我在与你言话，你就聋了啊！你就哑了？难道我就打你不对呀？
路相去，王魁高中不仁义，一大无神也无啊一出二十路大牙的，哪个看到你的倒头鸡？倘若回首看着你，
要你传军配新衣，配新衣呀！
他将路抛弃，你真的不把我？你真的不把我在虚里眼花，你就聋了，你就哑了啊！难道我就打你不对呀？
此夫人呐，做事不对。
浑身打水呀！
只剩下谷草一堆，谷草一堆呀！ 起风啊，参头啊，我最苦是啊，米索愁云呐，
最苦是米索愁云，泪眼送心愿安心意，是昏沉心乱交我冤家愁绪，有谁知万千愁浑身不美，我将这怨苦情告我到关前去。真奈他是天子门生在相系，竟不是关关相为交贵意，我有谁怜惜呀？
皇天啊！
倒不如将身作鬼，心不成灰。满都说路不容易，这样
怕是怕天不容易，天不容易，天不容易呀！
Can you hear me? Oh, good. It's just like such a wonderful, powerful piece about a woman's situation, the situation of powerlessness and hopelessness in a very oppressive patriarchal society. And really, it's a wonderful piece commenting on the role of religion in common people's life. I feel incredibly touched. And thank you so much for such a wonderful performance by our leading lady, Madam Chen Qiaoru. Let's give her another long applause. Our next piece is our finale, which is the shortest one, but it's the most exciting, exuberant one. This is called Gold Mountain Temple, Jingshan Si. It came from a long saga called White Snake Story, or Legend of White Snake, 白蛇传. A lot of us probably know about White Snake story. We know that White Snake is a snake. She has the magic power to turn herself into a human, and she has a maid a female companion, a green snake, who is also a snake. Green snake and white snake have become humans. And white snake, the mistress, fell in love with a young man, a human, Xu Xian. They got married and they live very happily together. However, animal spirits are not allowed to exist in the Buddhist concept of the world. So this powerful Buddhist monk by the name of Fa Hai decided that he has to destroy white snake and green snake, of course. So he lured Xu Xian, the human husband, into his temple situated high up in the Gold Mountain, in the temple, Gold Mountain Temple. White snake and green snake then had to go to the temple on the top of mountain to rescue white snake's husband, Xu Xian. And they both waged a big army. So Fa Hai, the Buddhist monk, had the heavenly soldiers and heavenly generals to help him. In the meantime, White Snake has summoned all the sea creatures, all the fish and turtles to help her. So there's a big, fantastic battle between these two sides. We don't get to see the battle, unfortunately. We don't have their whole company here. I'm sorry, I'm just telling you. We only got to see 15 or even less minutes of a short part of it. But the best part is because the white snake is so powerful, she has the ability to defeat all the other heavenly deities. So Fa Hai has to summon this very powerful god who has the bow to suppress white snake. And you'll get to see these gods. I think it's more than one will change faces right in front of your face, and you don't know how they did it. And that's exactly the point. It's very, very hard. They have kept this within the family for generations. One thing that you do need to know is that if you're familiar with White Snake's story, have seen other genres of the story, you probably will be surprised that Green Snake is performed by a man. Because this is only happening in Chuanju. In Chuanju, Green Snake is not a woman to start with. She's actually a man first. And Green Snake fell in love with White Snake and wanted her to marry him. But White Snake refused him. So he decided to change into woman form, to follow her, to be her protector and her maid. But when they were fighting, she will turn back into a male form. So you will see a green snake performed by a man. So then you can imagine there will be a lot of acrobatic movements between the two snakes. I mean, this is so complicated, but it's so fantastic. It's so wonderful. You just have to see it for yourself.
却是很法海太无情。
有，
首府也有。
您发言。
上。
我一言一关。
I have the confidence you will never forget tonight, would you? I would like to, again, thank our guests all the way from Chengdu, China, Sichuan province, China, to come all the way here. And I'd like to thank Madam Chen Qiaoru again for coming here and bring us such a wonderful show. And I want to ask her, her English is not very good, but she can speak Chinese, and I'll translate for you. 您觉得美国怎么样？西雅图怎么样？ I asked her what is her impression of us here, whether we're good audience or not.
非常高兴，非常开心。这次有这个机会，我们成都市川剧院，我们川剧能来到西雅图，华盛顿首都的这个大学演出，感到非常的高兴。
She told me that she feels very honored to be here, coming to the capital city of the Washington State and performing for all of us, our wonderful audience of Evergreen State College. Yeah, thank you so much.
今天呢，也是我们中国的传统节日元宵佳节。希望我们的这台中国的传统的川剧艺术，给你们带来快乐。也祝福在座的观众朋友们元宵佳节快乐。
好，谢谢。Today happens to be the last day of the 15-day Chinese Spring Festival, 元宵节, when at the time we should eat 元宵, the sticky rice bowl. Have you heard of it? 还有些什么元宵还有做些啥？吃汤圆。
团团圆圆，家庭幸福。
Right. So it's a time for Chinese union. So it's for harmony. And other than the rice bowl, we also have the Lantern Festival. Have you heard of it? So today is the day, and she wishes us happy 元宵节. Okay, thank you very much. I know you don't want to go. Well, the next thing is actually very important. We have the honor to have the president of our college, Dr. George Bridges, to come up stage, and I'd like to have him and my colleague, my dear colleague, Sean Williams from the program. Please give them both applause. And I know, George, you must want to say something. You just say a few words.
Just a few words. What a wonderful performance. Your choreography, your dance, your music was just spectacular. One more round of applause, please, for these wonderful group. We are very honored to have you here in Olympia on our college, and very proud of our two faculty members, Rose Zhang and Sean Williams, for helping with this, and for the electronic communications team who put together the sound and lights for this performance. So thank you very much. We're very honored to have you here. And we have...
Let me translate it. I just want to translate into Chinese. 我们的校长说，他真是太感动，你们的表演是太精彩了，能够从中国到我们的西雅图，然后到我们 Olympia 来为我们表演，然后又给我们带来这么美好的演出，他非常非常的感激，非常的感激。
I'm going to read this. The plaque says, "The Evergreen State College wishes to express its appreciation and gratitude to Madam Chen Qiaoru and all the artists for their Sichuan Opera Company of Chengdu, China, for their superb performance and demonstration of the exceptional Sichuan performing arts." Thank you very much.
So this is just a token of gratitude presented by our president too. Maybe we should have a picture taken. Yeah. Would you like? I mean, this is like Chinese way too. Yeah. Could you be with Chen Lao Shi? Yeah. And we have some cameras here. Would you please come here, and then we can join all together. Hi guys, you can look at this, right? I mean, this is an important ceremony, and you're welcome to take pictures too. Oh, come on. Okay, are we done? Thank you, thank you. Thank you, George. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much. You're such a wonderful audience. I want to... Okay, I'll see you back in the classroom.